So, fresh trailer again. This time, Game of Thrones. Max Payne V3.
It's not Game of Thrones, it's House of the Dragon.
It's Game of Thrones. Thrones, I don't know. Hey, so we go and change the acronym to HOTD instead of GOT. House of the Dragon.
Well, no, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's still Game of Thrones prequel, I guess.
So there's a prequel to Game of Thrones. HomeGirl is the bigger fan of this. Biggest fan. Biggest
Not biggest
fan.
No.
Of the Game of Thrones.
I'm not the biggest fan.
So we will see how this trailer goes. HomeGirl had to stop me because I know nothing what's going on here. If you see anything that catch your eye, you know what to do. Signal me. $200 years, you see, you know.
Gods.
That's when the Targaryens were ruling, and House of the Dragon is kind of based on their civil war.
Ah.
Fire.
So it's actually like Targaryens versus Targaryens.
And blood.
And he was, I know he was a Doctor Who. That's all I know. He looks very weird with long hair, long blonde hair. Very weird.
Dreams didn't make us kings.
I guess that's the only thing that copying over from the Game of Thrones is the throne.
The throne was there since Aegon Targaryen. Who did it?
In terms of like characters and stuff, like what else would be in here?
These are Daenerys' ancestors.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
So remember they kept talking about Aegon Targaryen?
Yeah.
So Aegon Targaryen, his two sisters are the ones who took over Westeros, made it the Seven Kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were always having their own civil wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they came with their dragons, took over, and then as in the beginning, it said the dynasty reigned. So obviously there were some intermarriages in which who had kids with who amongst themselves.
Oh my word!
And then they would have actually married on the outs. It was a normal thing
for
them
because
of the pure bloodline to control to bond with the dragons. So that's especially why the hair color, the almost platinum blonde, because remember the Lannisters were yellow of hair or blonde that we knew, but the platinum blonde was significant to the Targaryens, and the purple eyes, but varying shades, of course. There was never the same shade. So but what happened is that I think one of the kings is either he didn't have a son, but he had a daughter, and the daughter had a son, and then eventually his next wife, something like that, that causing the civil war now is who gets the throne. And then other parts of the family, people who would have married outside and not amongst themselves. So you'll hear some other names or even see a lot of maybe some mixed races in a sense, because some people will have blonde hair but maybe different features because they married outside. Like different ones would have allied with either side. So that is what's going to cause the civil war and why a lot of the dragons end up dying, because in Game of Thrones, you remember they were referencing the Dance of Dragons. That would be like this part, the Targaryen civil war. That's how a lot of them end up dying out because of they're fighting amongst themselves.
So basically, we already know. Well, I mean, it's a prequel, so we already know what's going to happen.
Well, I mean,
I guess
unless you read the books, you may not know exactly who wins. Because remember, Daenerys is still just a descendant. Her father is just a descendant, but of which line is, unless you read the book, then you would know. Because it's Targaryens fighting Targaryens. So yes, we know the ending. It still end up with just one family.
You know the victor.
Yeah, but you and me who watching it right now, we didn't read the book, so we don't know exactly which family of the Targaryens wins. Remember, it's not no outside people winning here. The throne still belong to the Targaryens at the end. It's just which one. Yeah, so that one is what I don't know too well. Who else gonna get in this fight? Is dragons fighting?
They still put the Game of Thrones at the beginning of anything.
Yeah. So under that, it's still in the same world, universe, that kind of thing.
Get ready to be either disappointed. I don't know.
Well,
Get
the
ready.
usual peeps aren't involved. This is mostly the writer, George R.R. Martin, and whoever his next team is. But the screenwriters for Game of Thrones, they're not involved in this.
Thank the heavens.
So
they are gone.
And then these books were already written, so it's not like the last couple seasons of
where
Game of Thrones where they
anything.
didn't have. Yeah, this story has already been written and pretty much fleshed out. So it's really just to bring it to life, and I guess obviously add in here or there, because not everything in a book you could bring to screen.
Do we know if George finished them last books?
No. I think the last book is still where John died.
Wow.
He was writing the book for right after that. So that's why after John died, the next season was still somewhat accurate. Okay. Because that book was like, let's say, I wouldn't say almost done, but already like
in the process written.
Yeah. So he already had like good like material to give them to work with. Is the other books that nothing
how does it basically from scratch?
Yeah, but at least the author would know his story, like the ends for each character or what would have happened amongst like between them. It's obviously defined details, but you would already have your plot.
I mean,
so that's where it went haywire.
The car go back. They could possibly do like a Full Metal Brotherhood.
No, but that still had to be years later. That's like a 10 years you're looking at. If they decide to remake it.
But they will do it. And hopefully George would finish everything before he I think the bucket.
If the books are done and I guess it satisfies the readers who decides to read it. That's the thing. You kind of already tarnish something. It's hard to go back to it.
I think the hardcore ones would.
No, I wouldn't mind reading it, but it's like, next thing you know, it's almost the same. And then you're like, well...
you can wait until the reviews, and then after it's like, okay, once I hear that it sounds good, I'll read it. But otherwise, I'm not going. But
I don't know, it's a lot of time to invest all over again, because I think that's what was disappointing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, this is supposed to be House of the Dragon reaction, and we're going on Game of Thrones here.
Well, it is Game of Thrones. I'll put it right back to the Game of Thrones.
I mean, we're still talking about the Game of Thrones story. I think if things ended a bit better, I would be like very excited. I'm excited, but at the same time, it's like...
That's a good way to end it off. It's like, are you excited for House of the Dragon?
Prequel to Game of Thrones. As I would normally have been.
If it did finish better.
If it finished better, I would have been like, oh my God, want to see this prequel story. But it's because you have lingering feelings. It's like, oh boy. And then, I mean, we've only seen a few characters, but the only ones we ever saw was Daenerys, really. So, I mean, we're not too sure. Well, there's Daenerys, Varys, and then Viserys, him and Varys. My God, Varys was a completely different character. Viserys. And I don't know, they look in a completely different, like how they would have made Daenerys and Viserys and then Rhaegar's character to look somewhat. Well, I mean, Rhaegar, we expected a lot more with what they did with him. I don't know. These just look very different.
So I'm sure I guess does something. I don't know what to say.
I know. I'm not too sure. I'm interested in this house though. Because I think this is somebody who would have married out. So you could see like their features are different. But like I guess they're still not doing the purple eyes as well. Because I think the guy who played Doctor Who, is he playing Daemon Targaryen? I think that's who he's playing. Yes, Daemon Targaryen. He actually looks kind of intimidating, I'm not going to lie. Like at a first glance.
Looks weird. He just looks weird.
Well, I mean, you've seen him on other stuff. I don't think he looks bad. I guess we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we will see how things go. Let us know in the comment section if you're excited, if you'll even care. Like, share, subscribe if y'all want more. See ya.
Bye.
Stanley.
And Steve got me, yes, thinking about fiction, building to building on concrete slab. In my action attack, then first guest appearance. Mr. James, I brought all your photos, total $300. That's good. 1, 2, take my girl to dinner, thinking Red Lobster. Someone says, told me, look, copy this danger. Stupid white punk and green. You see, we had beef from before, since high school. Miss me, his girl, and